I built a private storage facility on my own land, for my business. When I left town for 2 months, my HOA decided it now belonged to everyone. They gave keys to the neighbors, filled my units with their junk, and claimed it was community property. So when I got home, I held an auction. I sold every last thing that wasn't mine, including Carl's vintage Harley. And when they tried to fight me, I buried them in court. Here's how it all went down. I live in a nice gated community. You know the type: manicured lawns, monthly newsletters, and an HOA that thinks they run the world. I run a small e-commerce business, and I needed storage space. So I built a detached storage facility behind my house. On my property. I got permits. City inspectors signed off. Everything was done legally. But the HOA? Oh, they hated it. They said it was an eyesore, even though it wasn't visible from the street. What they really hated was that they had no control over it. About 2 weeks into my business trip, my buddy called me. Dude, there are people going in and out of your storage facility like it's a free-for-all. I thought he was joking. But nope. Turns out the HOA had made copies of my keys and passed them around. They told neighbors it was now a shared storage solution for the community. My inventory? Shoved into a corner. The units were packed with lawnmowers, bikes, boxes, and someone even dragged in a freaking hot. I came home early, and I went straight to the HOA president's house. I said, "Why are people using my storage facility?" She looked me dead in the eye and said, "If it's on our land, it belongs to the community." That's when I smiled. I pulled out the deed, the survey, the permits, the whole folder. I said, "This land? Mine. That building? Mine. Everything inside that isn't mine? That's your problem now." Her face dropped. I called my lawyer. He said I had no liability for what was left there. So, I held an auction. I put up signs. I took photos. I listed it all as abandoned property. Within hours, people were bidding like crazy. One of the first things to go? A vintage Harley Davidson. The next day, Carl, one of my lovely neighbors, came knocking. "Hey, man, I came to pick up my bike." I said, "Oh, you mean the one that sold for $12,000 yesterday?" "Yeah. That one." The HOA tried to sue me. Said I stole their property. My lawyer laughed. We countersued for trespassing, unauthorized entry, duplication of keys, and damages. I won. They paid my legal fees. The president resigned. And I posted the court ruling on our community bulletin board. Just to remind everyone, you mess around, and you find out. I followed every rule. I filed every permit. And the HOA still tried to take what wasn't theirs. That's why you need to know your rights, because there's always someone ready to trample them. Me. I got my facility back, and a fat payout from their junk. Now every new HOA board member gets a copy of that court ruling. Just a little welcome gift. From me.